Yes, and we are back here, and I promise you, and of course I delivered. Mr. David Harris is here. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to say David Harris, High Priest David Harris.
That would be incorrect.
Okay, now wait a minute. Now I could have sworn there was a high priest thing in Satanism.
Yes, there is a high priest. His name is Peter Gilmore.
Okay.
Who's that?
He's the high priest of the Church of Satan.
Oh. Do you feel like elected to it?
No, there have only been two high priests in the history of the Church of Satan. Anton LaVey, who founded the church, and then Peter Gilmore, who took the position after Anton LaVey passed away.
Oh.
What year was the church founded?
The Church of Satan was founded in 1966.
Oh, you are babies. You are relatively new to this game.
Right. Prior to that, there was no organized religion referred to as Satanism. Prior to that, it was just a word bandied about by Christians for anything that they didn't like.
Okay.
There was no codified religion referred to as Satanism until 1966. Yeah, they would refer to things like paganism, witchcraft.
Witchcraft was a big one.
Other Christians that they didn't like were Satanists.
Yeah.
Muslims were Satanists. Christians pretty much just used the word as an insult until 1966 when Anton LaVey founded the Church of Satan and codified Satanism for the first time.
Yeah, he did it for play, though, right? Like, he did it, he's like, oh, you know what? Everybody doesn't like us, so we're going to be the church of people who don't like us. You know, like, that's kind of, it was for, like, play.
No.
So they're like Satanist teachers?
So what was the reason that he founded the church in 1960 so-and-so? What's the founding principles of the Church of Satan?
Satanism is a carnal religion. It's the world's first carnal religion. It's a religion of the flesh. It's a religion of the here and now. There is no God. There is no devil. Satanists are atheists. This world is the only world that there is. So the point of Satanism is to be that thing that you want to be the most and to enjoy this world while you are here, because once you're dead, and there is nothing after this.
Interesting. Do you guys like have Satanist teachings, like a
Wow.
type of Bible?
The Satanic Bible was written by Anton LaVey in 1969. It's been available in print ever since then. You can pick it up in any bookstore. You can pick it up on Amazon. It's a $9 paperback.
This Anton, okay, so $9 to fucking, you know, I guess that's basically the price of the religion. You know, it's a cheap, anybody can do it. You know, it's just you got to kind of like believe that nothing exists. There's not. You just kind of do whatever you want, and that's your religion.
No, that's incorrect.
So
Satanism is, we like to refer to ourselves as a tempered hedonism.
What?
A tempered hedonism.
Tempered hedonism.
Yes, we follow the letter of the law, and within that construct, we pursue the lives that we want to pursue.
Pursue the lies? Sorry, did you say the lies or the lives?
The lies.
Lives.
Oh,
lives.
the lives.
Okay.
What do you, okay, let's go back to this. Man, we just jumped right in. We didn't really give him a proper introduction. This is how intense. Do you see how I'm sweating right now?
Yeah.
We have never, this is our 6th episode. I've never sweat like this.
But like within the Catholic Church, people do get excommunicated. Has anybody ever been excommunicated from the Church of Satan?
Yes.
For what reasons?
Those are reasons that are kept private within the church. We have our own reasons for excommunicating people. Obviously, if you
I would say pedophilia.
I will say this: in my tenure in the church, people have been excommunicated for that.
Yeah,
excommunicated, and then had their information turned over to law enforcement for the purposes of prosecution.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't tolerate that shit like the Catholics.
Yes. Yes, I was just going to say that.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Yes. But like,
okay.
In Christianity, you have evangelicals that spread the word of Jesus. Do you have evangelicals in the Church of Satan?
Oh, no. Evangelizing and proselytization are anathema to Satanism. We don't proselytize. We don't spread the word. Our literature is out there for anybody who happens to come upon it. We are very much believers in the quality of our membership over quantity. That's something that a lot of people, a lot of Christians, that's a rumor I'll fucking dispel right now. A lot of Christians will sit there and say, oh, Satanists are trying to take over, they're trying to influence our children. No, we're not. Your children are subpar and mediocre. We don't want them.
Nice. Whoa.
Is this world story? Okay, wait a minute. Now, The Gospel of Satan, is that what you asked about?
Yeah.
You said that was written in 1969?
Yes, the Satanic Bible was written in 1969.
Okay. The guy who wrote and we're going to keep on saying names, just so people really get in their head. The guy who wrote the Satanic...
The Satanic Bible was Anton LaVey.
Anton LaVey. He wrote this. Did he have any type of supernatural anything that led him to write what he wrote?
No. Anton LaVey was very much an atheist. Anton LaVey codified Satanism as a reaction to the 60s counterculture. He was very much against the hippies.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Now that's interesting because I would expect that hippies are about drugs and shit.
Well, we're very against drugs.
Oh, really? Like even marijuana and...
Here's the thing. This is the policy on drugs within the Church of Satan is very clear. We're a law-abiding organization.
Okay.
If it is against the law, it is probably a bad idea to do.
Really?
Interesting.
That said, everyone here is an adult. You make your own choices.
Yes.
You make your own choices, and you reap the consequences of those choices.
Okay.
So what we stand against are people saying, well, I did a whole bunch of cocaine and knocked off a liquor store. It's in my religion. No, it isn't. And no one will ever fucking back you up on that with regards to Satanism.
I feel like
you cannot break the law in the name of Satan.
I feel like stealing is something that the word of this Church of Satan would not support. But I feel like cocaine is something that you guys would support. No.
Everyone makes their own choices, and by and
So,
large...
okay, so now this is interesting, because this is one of the questions I had. Where's the line? Because when I met you, it seemed like there was no line. It seemed like it was kind of like anything goes. There's no fucking, what would you call it? There's no person there that is an arbiter of your soul or your future. So you can basically do whatever you want.
Well, there is somebody, and that somebody is you.
Oh.
Satanism starts with atheism and then moves into self-worship. There is no one on this planet that has more ability to affect change in my life than me. In essence,
okay, this is interesting.
I'm God.
Oh, interesting.
Now this is interesting. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are God. Is that like the 5%ers? Do you know the 5%ers?
I'm vaguely familiar.
Well, God, fuck.
If it involves any kind of weird nonsense in a fucking desert in the Middle East, then no.
Okay, so we get Satanists don't like Muslims or fucking Pakistani motherfuckers.
How did you get into Satanism? Like, what was your religious upbringing?
I was raised Roman Catholic, and from day one, it did not resonate with me. Just the notion that there is some invisible sky daddy setting the rules in opposition to human nature is fucking stupid. So I discovered this. I discovered Satanism when I was 19. I read the Satanic Bible for the first time, and it just, I saw myself reflected back in the words on the page.
So wait a minute. Your parents raised you Roman Catholic, or they brought you up in a Roman? Are they still Roman Catholic?
Yeah.
Okay. Do they know you're a Satanist?
Yes, they do.
Do they hate you?
Do they hate me? No. They hate that I'm in the Church of Satan.
Oh, okay. So one
Did
for
you guys get along?
Yeah.
That's
get along. Yeah.
But one for Christianity. 1 point for Christianity because they could have completely disowned you and they love you even though you are literally the antithesis of what they believe.
My mother likes to play guilt trips, and I don't let her.
Oh, no.
I mean, what, does she say that you are responsible for, I don't know, she's got to, excuse some evil to you. You know, like, say that you're probably responsible for, I don't know.
The day my mother stopped harassing me about being in the Church of Satan was the day that she said, you know, when I'm on my deathbed, you'll tell me that you came back to God. And I said, you know what, Mom?
No. I'm sorry, I fucked up. I stepped out and
Stop stepping on my story!
Oh my God, I feel like an audience member. This grizzly pear. Okay, go ahead.
And I said, you know what, Mom? Don't worry. I will lean over and whisper lies into your ear that I did.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice. No responsibility whatsoever to be nice to your parents. You don't believe in the Ten Commandments. Obviously, you don't believe in the Ten Commandments, but I just feel like there are certain. Okay, there are certain.
So here's the thing, and this is where Christians.
Come on,
and this is where Christians get confused.
Yes, we are very confused.
Because,
are we confused, Chewy? A little bit.
Because a lot of people get hung up on the word Satan. The word Satan itself is a word that Christians appropriated from the Jews. You stole it. its literal translation means the adversary, one that stands in
Right.
opposition. And that is what Satanism
That is
is.
correct.
Satanism stands in
That is
opposition to any and all spirituality. Because spirituality is bullshit.
Wait a minute. Spirituality is bullshit, and spirituality is the belief that there is something else out there, and that it exists outside of the physical life that we human beings can connect with. So you're saying that the belief that there is anything outside of physical life that we can see, touch, prove is spirituality, and that's nonsense.
I wouldn't necessarily call that spirituality. I think that's a very, very incorrect definition of spirituality.
Oh, what is spirituality?
I would suggest spirituality is a belief in any sort of consciousness beyond this world. There isn't one. There's no consciousness beyond this world. There is nothing governing what happens on this planet. This planet is a giant accident.
Why then is there any rules? If I want to fuck a 10-year-old,
You've already got the collar for it.
and I'm a priest, what's the issue? There's nothing. Maybe with the Catholic Church because they've got guilt issues, but if a person wants to fuck a 10-year-old or kill a person or shoot up a school or do whatever they want, is there any type of accountability that should be assessed to that person?
Well, those are dictated by the laws of man, which is what religion is in the first place. Religion is just an impartation.
Wait, but what do you
Religion is just for lack of a better word, an impression of the laws of man. So that's really what you're getting into when you get into religion. You get into man wanting to create laws, but not wanting to be accountable for those laws that he's created, so he creates God. Man created God in his own image.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, but I think the biggest part of JC's question is like in Christianity, laws are made for like more morality of life has meaning beyond this earth. So I guess the question was like in Satanist morals, like say we lived in a anarchy, would then killing be okay?
So within Satanism, there are the 11 satanic rules of the earth, and they are outlined.
Spit these out.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's spit some of these out. Because 11, that sounds like some type of, like 10 Commandments knockoff, if you will.
Well, there are 11 satanic rules of the earth. There are also 9 satanic statements and 9 satanic sins.
Okay. So y'all do have rules.
There are rules. Yeah, the notion that anything goes is a giant misconception.
So this is the first thing I wanted to dispel to my followers, our followers out there, all 6 of y'all, okay? There is rules within the Satanic Church. I think Christians and people with a fundamentally Christian or whatever you want to say background, we think that when it comes to Satanism, it's anything goes. There's no rules. You can do what you want. So that's why I keep asking about murdering people and pedophile. Because I'm like, oh, so Satanism is on some, like, I could fucking fuck a kid. I could shoot a nigga up. I could shoot a school up. Nothing.
And see, that says way more about your morality than it does mine.
Interesting.
Okay, so
What does that say about my morality?
It says that you need Christianity to be a moral
Oh,
person.
now this, Chewy, this is very interesting.
Yeah.
Because I have been meditating about the fact that certain people are able to do things without Jesus or God or rules. They just they get up early, they work hard, they fucking make shit happen. They just do their thing.
Yeah.
And then there's other people who got to get up and they got to pray, God, please help me to get a good job. God, please help me to do this. God, please help me to do that. But are they doing the same thing as the other person? They're just asking. Have you ever seen, like, what's the Fight Club?
Yeah.
Didn't the dude and whatever his fucking name was, that sexy motherfucker.
Oh, Brad Pitt's character?
No, not Brad Pitt.
Norton's
Was the
character?
Was it Ed Norton?
Ed
Yeah.
Norton's character didn't have a name.
Okay,
that's
interesting.
interesting. Oh, I
He
forgot
didn't
about
have a
that.
name, but he is almost like he had to envision himself as something in
Yeah.
order to get
What he
certain
wanted.
things done.
Yeah.
So I've heard this now, that, we invent God to give us the strength to do what we may have the capacity to do regardless. Is this kind of what you're saying?
That's pretty accurate. A lot of folks will glom onto religion the same way they'll glom onto sex or drugs or alcohol to get that dopamine fix and to motivate them through the day.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, spirituality is just another addiction.
True.
Okay. My goodness. Go ahead, Chewy.
You were opening not your book, your phone to your Satan rules on.
Yes.
Do you mind sharing briefly what they are?
Very good.
Here's one for you, JC.
All right.
Rule number 1: do not give opinions or advice unless you're asked.
Oh.
Well, now that's some bullshit. I'm gonna tell you, 'cause y'all need what I'm teaching on this show. Chewy, don't listen to that one. We're gonna scrap that one, Church of Satan. Because I got to teach you motherfuckers out of this word. Go ahead with your other shit, man.
Do not tell your troubles to others unless you're sure they want to hear them.
Jesus Christ. What if I'm sad? Okay, so then do you believe in meditation? How do I do? I want to kill a motherfucker. Do I pray to Jesus? Do I just how do I get this shit out? I got to tell somebody. Maybe my lover, maybe my side bitch.
Yeah. Somebody who cares about you, not some fucking Joe asshole on the street.
Okay, comedians, all we do is tell everybody our fucking problems. On the street.
I know. I'm friends with quite a few of you.
Oh, man.
And we're all disobeying the law.
So we're
of
all
Satan.
disobeying the fucking law. What commandment is that?
That's the second rule of the earth.
Oh, the second rule of comedians, y'all ain't shit. That's why don't nobody appreciate you as an artist.
Here's one that we'll all get along with. Number 5: do not make sexual advances unless you're given the mating signal.
Oh, consent is huge in Satanism.
Yes,
Nice.
consent.
Okay, now wait a minute.
That's cool.
With the make Chewy, now come on, pull forward a little bit, Chewy. Is that right, Joe? Are we good? Hold up, mating signal. Now wait a minute. What the fuck is the mating signal? Because
Enthusiastic.
Well, usually...
Yes.
Enthusiastic consent. You know when someone wants to fuck you.
See, they bringing it very simple.
Yeah.
They're
And
making
that's
it very
been since
simple.
1960, and we are teaching that now. That's crazy.
Yeah, we've been talking about that since '66.
Hold
And
up,
we're
wait
just
a
teaching
minute.
that now. It's
What if they
insane.
sleep? Come on. What if they just chilling, they having a nap, but they was fucking with you before they went and started sleeping? Can you fuck them then?
No.
Why? They was
No.
fucking before they fell asleep. Oh boy! All right, Christianity and this shit is different. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I know Bill Cosby was a Christian. All right, go ahead. What's the other shit?
I'll give you number 8. Do not complain about anything to which you need not subject yourself to.
What does that mean?
It means stay the fuck off of Facebook.
Mind your business.
1960. Well,
We like that one.
okay.
We like that one. Keep on going.
Number 9, do not harm little children.
Yeah. That's the no pedophile. That's why I knew Satanists are not into the pedophile shit.
Yeah.
I feel like I've
It's
talked-
in the rules. It's right there, black and white. Has been since 1960.
I believe you guys are practical people. Okay, so you basically Satanism are atheists that I also talked about earlier in this episode. And you are motherfuckers that just believe there's no God and there's no future and everything that happens is right now.
Yes, this world,
Yeah.
this amazing place is all we have.
Okay.
It's all we have. You have a very finite window of time with which to enjoy all of the things that this world has to offer. So why aren't you going out and grabbing it by the fucking balls and doing it?
Wow.
Dave, where did this world come from?
Don't know.
See,
Don't know.
that's
It's
the
not something-
confusing.
And it's not something I spend a lot of time on.
You don't care.
It's because at the end of the day, there's no evidence beyond, say, what they've discovered with the Higgs boson. You know, the Big Bang is probably the most likely theory.
Well, wait, there are quantum theorists, and again, I know my general, definition of spirituality, but there are quantum physics that say that there is a plane, a spiritual plane that exists out of what we can feel and touch and do.
Now, do they have evidence that it's a spiritual plane, or are they calling it a spiritual plane for lack of a better term to call it?
No, I say spiritual. There could be another term for it. What I understand is there is a universe or whatever you want to fucking call it out there that we cannot see that exists. And this is now science. I'm not talking over religious shit. I'm saying science through the advent of quantum physics. We got to get our Googles on next episode. Chewy.
Yeah.
Can we this be on the next Chew on this, please? We got to find an article that backs up what I'm saying. Very important. And I understand that there's a world out there that we don't see, and that is what scientists are saying. And I don't know the fucking whatever it is that we called it.
Now, granted, I have
Scientists.
my knowledge of quantum physics is probably at least as limited as yours, if not more so.
Pretty limited.
My very limited knowledge of string theory is that
String theory.
lines of, for lack of a better term, dimensions that physicists theorize exist.
Dimensions. Okay, bro.
And
like,
what does
that mean?
What that even means
Come
at this
on, man.
stage?
The black
Who
hole.
knows? But here's the question: just because we don't know the answer, does that automatically mean that this is the answer?
Okay.
And the answer to that question is no. It doesn't.
I would agree with that. I can agree
Yeah.
with that. We are right now on this show, and we are going through a little bit of a phase here. We are looking for answers.
Yes.
So we are willing to consider that there are other options, and I'm not saying that this is. Which brings us to the scripture of the week, Psalm 74, verse 1. Oh God, why do you cast us off forever? Why does your anger burn and smoke against the sheep of your pasture? And this is the type of shit that's very important, Dave, for us to figure out and try to understand what it means. So, we appreciate you coming on and explaining to us.
Definitely. It was very insightful.
It was insightful. I think
Yeah.
we can pretty much say Satanists are not pedophiles. They don't like kids.
They have their own moral. They do support a moral code.
Yeah, they do have a moral code. They
Yes.
do have their own morality. They into some freaking shit, though, because I do understand you are into porn, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
am a porn producer, yes.
Okay.
But that's not part of Satanism.
Is that a thing of Satanism that you can just use sex for whatever? Besides pedophilia.
By definition, all porn is satanic
Why is that?
because all porn is indulgent.
Oh.
Satanism is about indulgence of the self.
Satanism is about indulgence, not compulsion. And
Oh.
so indulging in some of the finer things in life, such as pornography, to the point where I actually manufacture, produce, and sell pornography, is something that is very meaningful to me. It's something I enjoy very much. So within the context of my life, yes, it's very satanic.
What is your porn? What is your shit called, fucking Dave?
Visit my website, davescustommedia.com. And in fact, if you are watching this on the day that this podcast comes out, or the subsequent 2 days after, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, you still have time to get in a custom video request for the first time ever combining shoot performance. That was a fucking shitty way to put that, wasn't it? The first time ever working together. Adult film stars Anastasia Rose and Sonia Hardcourt. If you want a video featuring either one of these two beautiful women, email me, dave@davescustommedia.com. If you're seeing this podcast, either the day it comes out or the Tuesday or Wednesday after, because if it's Thursday, that's the day we're shooting. I'm not taking your requests the same day.
Well, there's one thing about Satanists, they don't have to be prompted for self-promotion.
No,
Okay?
no.
I mean, that
Buy my
was-
shit. davescustommedia.com.
Nice.
He actually does have some freaky shit on there, which I am partial to the freakier shit of porn. All right, Dave, well, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
I still think there are things that we can get out. I feel like there are confessions that need to be heard. I understand you say you don't believe, but I think that I am a conduit to your conscience, at least feeling better. You may not believe, but you can get some shit off your chest. There's got to be some shame that you felt for something that you've done, and I want to hear about it and determine whether or not you are blessed or not. So right after this, we will come back and we will determine if you're going to heaven or not.
I think we know the answer to that question.